Hi everyone, and welcome to my ST10 Plus software modification video. Um, I know online the forums there's been a lot of talk after the boot screen and sound mod that people are wondering how to install Android apps and other modifications to their Android device. And in this tutorial, that's what we're going to show you how to do. I haven't seen any online anywhere, so I think pretty sure this is the first. So basically, just so you know before you do anything, this will 100% void the software on your ST10 Plus. I'm not liable for anything you do to break your ST10 Plus, whether you lock up the bootloader or anything like that. I am not responsible for anything. This is all for educational purposes, and I guess we'll get right into it. Just so you know, I'm a little sick if you can't tell. Sorry for the sniffles and sneezes or whatever you hear. Alright, let's get right into it. First thing we're going to figure out how to do here is change the desktop background here. There's a video online of, I believe, Trinity Photography 360 or something along those lines, or Quadcopter. He's a great guy. He really helped me figure out all this stuff with his original ADB loader. So I'm giving props to him 100%. He's got a lot of the beginning parts of this to make this work. He showed you how to install ADB and how to get the driver installed on your computer for the ST10 Plus. I will be also going over that, but he has a great video. So please, if my way doesn't work for you or anything like that, please go over to his video online. He's got some awesome stuff over there. So first thing we're gonna do is you want to plug your ST10 Plus into your computer via the USB cable and the micro USB plug on the side. Once that's connected, I'm going to go onto your ST10 Plus. I'm sorry this is going to be a little slow. I use a JavaScript to get this on the screen. So go to System Settings, and you want to go to About Flight Mode Control. You want to tap Android version on the right side a bunch of times until this comes up. Now what you want to do here is go over to Developer Options. As you can see, there's an option called USB debugging. This is already enabled on my controller. But what you want to do is check that on yours because it will not be checked. At this point, your computer will probably ding, make a noise, and try to install some sort of a driver. Excuse me. So, I'm going to go back here, just by hitting the back button. Then you want to hit the root/unroot button. And what will happen is you want it to say update ADB to root mode. That's what you want it to say. If it says update ADB to user mode, choose it again until it says the root mode there. So now what you want to do, since you have that connected, is go back, home. Now, as of right now, your computer is probably trying to install a driver and might be giving you an error of some sort. I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. So what you want to do over here is hit the back button, minus. Now, included in the download that I have put in the description, there's going to be a file in here called android_winusb.inf. To actually install that driver so you can work with the ST10 Plus, you want to go down to your start menu here, and I am on Windows 7. Type device manager and choose this option, device manager, underneath control panel. Now this will come up. On yours, there will be something in here, I believe under portable devices, that says ST10 or 10 plus, and it has one of these symbols on it, one of these caution symbols. Well, that's because the driver's not installed. So to be able to actually install it and work with the ST10 plus, what you want to do is go up to nope, not file. I lied. Go to go choose the ST10 plus. I meant so where it says ST10 or ST10 plus, choose the actual option that has the caution on it. Mine doesn't, because like I said, I already have it installed. But I would click that ST10 Plus, go to Update Driver Software. Then you want to choose Browse My Computer for driver software. From this area here, you want to go to Browse, and you want to browse for a folder. You'd like to go to wherever you put this ADB folder, whether that's your downloads folder, desktop, wherever you downloaded this folder, um, and extracted it onto your desktop. Because when you download that, it's going to be a .zip file. It'll come packed in all as one file. Once you open it on the download, the .zip, take all the files in that zip folder and drag them into a new folder on your desktop or wherever you want them to be, because you can't load it within that compact file. You have to extract the files out of that one compact file so you can, edit and load each one individually instead of just the whole thing. The way that would look is, assuming we'll say this launcher APK here is the zip file that I sent you. If this was the zip file, it would open. Actually, you know what? We can actually make one here. I totally forgot about that. We'll make a zip file. So there we go. Now I got all these files into one spot. Let me go back to desktop here, and here it is right here. When you download it, it'll have adb.zip. You just double click it. It'll open up in Windows or something familiar, or if you have WinRAR. Just take this ADB folder and drag it right out onto your desktop. So then you'll have that ADB folder from that zip you downloaded on your desktop. So if that's the case, if you do put it on your desktop, go back to this window where we were at. Alright, so now desktop, okay, that's where the folder is. Scroll down, choose ADB, and then hit OK. Now, I'm not going to reinstall my driver because I've already done it. But I guess I can try. Actually, oh, there you go. It won't let me. But mine's already installed. Once you hit next here, it will install the driver for you. And then it will say Windows has successfully installed driver or whatever, something along those lines. Then you're all set. You are now 100% able to connect to your ST10 Plus through Windows. Now that we got the connection part done, what we're going to do here is we are going to choose here, and we're going to go back to the ST10 Plus, and what you want to do is go to system settings. Oh, sorry, I'm changing the volume. Go to about mode flight control again, Android version, tap it a bunch of times, and choose app manage. Stay right here on this screen. As you can see, I already have Chrome, root browser, and all these things installed. Here's a little preview of what you'll see if you're wondering what the outcome will be. And there's your native Android on the ST10 Plus. So let's go back here, go back to home. Alright, so I'm back here at the ST10. I gotta go back to that spot. Got flight control, Android version, app manage. Okay, so now that we're here, open up the ADB folder that you transferred onto your desktop earlier. Okay, so now you have this opened. What you want to do is go up here under your taskbar, right next to where it says ADB in this blank space. Right click and copy address as a text. Go down to your start menu, type CMD, and right click this black box program. It's called cmd.exe, and choose run as administrator. Choose yes on the dialog that pops up, and now you're going to get this. From here you want to type the letter CD space, right click in here and choose paste. This will bring this black box into this area, if that makes any sense, into this file location on your computer. We'd like to hit enter, and it should just come down and show that. Now, what you want to do from here is, I can minimize this out here for a second. Alright, so now what you want to do here is do devices, I believe? Nope. ADB devices. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, in there, type ADB space devices. It should show your device right here. If it doesn't, you have done something wrong in the installation process, and try to go back and redo it again. 708 is mine, starts with, and that's my device. Now, the next thing you want to do to actually change the background, that's what we're going to do first, change the background on your ST10 Plus, is, well, first, we will, in this ADB command, in the command prompt window here. You want to type ADB and type pull space. So you should have ADB space pull space, and then what you want to do is type /system, then /app, just like that. Hit enter. And this will pull all of these stock APK files from your ST10 Plus and put them into this folder right here. As you can see, we now have all these stock APKs. Now you do not need all these stock APKs. I do this to be able to modify them and change the text and stuff like that. The only one that you should be looking for and be caring about is to change the background is going to be one called ST10 flight mode. Here we go, ST10 flight mode at APK. Find that in the ADB folder, because that when you run that command, that's where it'll appear. All the files will appear in that ADB folder. Choose the ST10 flight mode.apk. Actually, if you do that, you might get an error saying you don't know, the laptop or desktop does not know how to open this file unless you have WinRAR. If you'd like to install WinRAR to be able to open that file, because that is what you absolutely need to open these, you need either WinRAR or 7-zip. Just go onto your Google Chrome browser and just simply type WinRAR. And then as you can see, there's a download link here. You want to go through here till you find your language. So mine's going to be English. Right here, 32-bit or 64-bit system. How do you tell? You can tell by going down by the start, right-click computer, properties, and right here, system type. Mine is a 64-bit. So I would choose 64-bit. Save as to, desktop. Actually, downloads, that's fine. There we go. Then I can open up this executable here, install, and done. That's it. It's that simple. You can close out this window that pops up. Now you have WinRAR. Then what you want to do on yours is right-click the APK, go to Properties, Opens with, hit Change. Yours will not have recommended programs, so you want to choose Browse. Scroll all the way down till you see the WinRAR folder and choose WinRAR.exe and hit OK. Now, these files will always open up with WinRAR. Hit Apply. OK. Now you should be able to double-click the APK and it should open. This is a you might get this. This is a trial version of WinRAR. Although you can use it for an unlimited amount of time. When this box pops up, just choose the X. And here's your files. Right in there. Now you have, in here is basically the inside of the APK file. Now what you want to do is open up RES. There's going to be a folder called Drawable HDPI v4, this one. Open it up, scroll down until you find one called main screen background.png. Take this file and drag it onto your desktop. So you have a copy on your desktop now. Minimize all this out. F5, and there you go. Main screen _png. As you can see, this is my current background. If you go back to here, oh, I'm not on it right now. On the ST10, let me go back. Home, and there you go. It's the same screen. So that's how I got that, is by editing this file. So now what you want to do is open up this file in any editing program that you're aware of. So I personally would open up Photoshop. And I would choose File, Open, find my background file, here we go. And then what you want to do is on yours, you will have the stock background in this middle area instead of a picture. All you have to do is create a new layer in Photoshop here, and basically put it right in the middle here, right in the area where the last picture was. You make sure it doesn't go over or anything like that. And that's it. Once it's in there, and you edit it, you can add text to it, whatever you want. You can just go to File, of course, Save As. Make sure it's saved as a .png file. And if you use any other software to edit this, make sure you do .png, and make sure that when you save it, if it gives you a size, or before you save it, make sure the PNG size is exactly 854 by 480, width of 854 and height of 480. If not, it will mess up the software. The file size does not matter. Mine is 8 times size the normal one. That's completely okay. Once you save it as a .png, make sure it's named main screen underscore background.png. Go back into the WinRAR where we have all the .png files here underneath the APK, the flight mode APK, Travel HDPI. Take that one that you just made that's named exactly main screen underscore bg.png. If your computer does not have file types on, just make sure you can enable file types, so it'll show you the dot whatever kind of file it is by doing down here in the bottom right, typing, or bottom left, typing folder, control panel folder options, view, and scroll down till you see, oh, never mind, I think it's up here. Oh, right there, hide protected operating system files. You want to enable that if it's not already enabled, and then where it says hide extensions for known file types, make sure this is unchecked, and then it should come up and show you the .png at the end of all, or the extension on any file on your computer. So now that you drag this into here, and now that file is now replaced with the original one in here, you can now back out of this. Oh, when you add in that, you're probably stuck at that step. When you open this up or whatever in your res, and you just transferred everything in there. You're taking your file you just made, put it in here. Just choose OK. Don't mess with any of these options. Just drag it in and choose OK. And that's it. Then you can close out of that and go back to the ADB folder. Now you have ST10 flight mode.apk. And now what you want to do is go back to your command prompt here. Hopefully you didn't close it. And what you want to do is type actually, yeah, we can do this. ADB push. Now you want to open up the ADB folder. Again, right click up here, hit copy address. Or sorry, copy address text. There you go. Then do ADB space push space paste that. Then do backslash again. And do ST15 flight mode.apk space /system/app. Then once you do this, you hit enter. This will put, oh, I did something wrong. Oh, I forgot one of the biggest things. Man, I'm a mess. Alright, so you want to do down here in the start, type CMD again, right click, run as administrator, and you would like to do the same thing, so do CD space, right click, paste, and do ADB shell, enter. This will open up the root shell. You'll want to type mount -O, and then I believe it's read write / I think it's read write / system. I think is what that is. Oh, nope, I did that wrong. Let me look this up real quick. Let's see, so that would be mount, system as read write, ADB. I think it's one of these here I did the tutorial on. Here we go. So there we go, mount system read write. This might be a good page to keep open because we're going to be using this. There you go, read write remount. I'm just going to copy this and delete everything I just did and paste. There you go, now we're good. Now we should be able to go back to the other black box, CMD command, do the same command, which would be ADB push right space, right click. Oh, nope, sorry, I copied the other one. Go up to here again, to your ADB folder, right click, copy address as text, and then paste that again. So you should have ADB space push space that text we just copied, backslash ST10 flight mode.apk, and then do space /system/app, enter. And as you can see, it copied 1940 kilobits a second and got that many bytes down at 1.14 seconds. Now if you notice, go back to your ST10 Plus and you will have a brand new background and it will be yours. If it did not update immediately, go to system settings, hit OK, show you my screen here, and then just go back again and it will load the new picture. Now what you want to do is lock the system back down. Unless, actually, you know what, we'll show you the Android first. That's probably a better idea, so we can do it all at once. So now you should have the custom background. Sorry about me being sick. It's terrible. Alright. So now we got that done. We got your background. If that's where you want to stop, that's completely fine. This doesn't mess up anything on your controller. If this is where you want to stop and just all you want to do is the background, go back to your command prompt. Open up the shell one, which is this one. I'm going to go back to this site here. I'll post a link for this site too in the description also. And you want to do mount system RO. So you want to highlight this, right click, copy, go back into the shell, right click, paste. That will remount the system, or relock up the system as read only. Now you should be good. You can actually shut off your transmitter and you're all set. You got that done. But I want to keep editing, so I'm going to mount the system as open so I can edit files. Now, from here we're going to show you how to install native Android. It's very simple. Go back to your main ADB pushing and pulling CMD. Then what you want to do, this is pretty simple within reason. You want to do, I think it's PM set location, ADB set install location. I butchered that. This keyboard's terrible. You're going to go into here and do this second one, or new syntax. I'll also put a link for this in the description. ADB shell PM space set dash, all that stuff. Right click, copy, go back to your command prompt, your main one here with the push and pull, right click, paste, enter, and that should be set now. And it'll just bring you back to ADB. Okay, now what you want to do is, you noticed in the ADB folder, you don't have all these APKs, but you will also have some ones that came with it. You would like to open up the one called launcher2.apk. So we're going to push that file onto the device. So again, up in your ADB, blank spot, right click, copy address as text, into your main one here with the push pull. So you should have, oh, sorry, lied, we got to do ADB first. ADB space push space, right click, paste that text you just copied from up there. And then you want to do backslash, I do launcher 2.apk, then do space, uh, and do / SD card. This will push that file onto your SD card. As you can see, this is just for redundancy. We're now going to install it. Now you want to do, I'll delete all that, adb install space, right click, paste. It should bring you back to this directory. Do / again and do launcher 2.apk, hit enter. This will now install this APK file onto your, whatchamacallit here. It says package, it's installing. Oh, sorry, I lied, because of course mine's already installed. That's why it won't install. But yours, actually, you know, here we can just to make sure you're not thinking I'm crazy or something, we can actually uninstall my launcher quick. I'm gonna show you how I do this. I'm not gonna tell you right now, but I'll just show you me doing it. Launcher, uninstall. Oh, do I want to do that though? It's my files. Sure, whatever, not a big deal. Okay, launcher is now uninstalled. I'm gonna go back to my home screen. All right, back to my C here. I'm gonna do the same command. Just press up on your keyboard to go back into the same command, then hit enter. This will now install the APK. Let it do its thing until it says success. Perfect. It says RM failed, remount. Don't worry, never worry about it. There's nothing you ever have to worry about. So now if you notice, go back into your ST10 Plus. Again, go to System Settings, About Flight Mode Control, Android version. Go to Application Manage, App Manage, click Launcher, and hit Go to App. And you will now have the Android on your ST10 Plus. Now, there you go. Now, I already have a bunch of apps installed on mine, as you can see. But I'm going to show you how to install some of those. So, to install some of those now, it's very simple, actually. We're going to install one more app, and then we'll be able to do everything from the ST10 Plus, just like you're transferring files from your phone, from your computer to your phone. So now what you want to do is go back to this black box here, open up my ADB folder, and find the APK. Make sure you have it in here. It should be called rb.apk, which is a root browser. Type push up on your keyboard in that push and pull ADB command. It'll bring up the last command, so it's easy. You don't have to type it all. Hit delete until you get to right here where it says desktop /ADB and /. And now type from here rb.apk. I'm going to uninstall my root browser quick, because if I don't, it's going to say package already installed again. So let me uninstall mine. I can show you what I'm doing if you want. And my version, app, browser, uninstall. This is now installed. Go back to here and type the same thing. And then, well, here, what can we do it again too if you want? ADB and then /, and just make sure it says ADB install C users, whatever your username is, desktop ADB. We'll do rb.apk and hit enter. Success. There we go. And now we can minimize this out. Go back onto here. If you notice, when you go back into App Manage, which if you don't remember how to get in there from a few minutes ago, just go to System Settings. Okay, Flight Mode Control, Android version. Tap it on the right side a bunch of times. App Manage, you should now have root browser on there also. So load launcher, again, go to app, hit your apps button, and you should have a root browser on here. Open that up, and you'll be able to explore the files on your Android or on your ST10 Plus without needing a computer, which is nice. Now, you might get a pop-up when you first load this that says something along the lines of download utilities or anything like that. Always hit no on that. Always. Don't ever hit download or install BusyBox or install. Just no, 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 no for all that stuff. All you want to get is to the base app. Now that you're in the base app, you can now transfer files back and forth from the ST10 Plus very simply. If this tutorial has not worked for you so far, it's because you do not have an SD card in the ST10 Plus. I have the stock SD card in here right now. It's only 2 gigabytes. So, alright, you want to go to your start menu, computer. Portable devices should be here now. ST10 Plus, SD card. As you can see, I have 1.65 gigs free of 1.83. Open it up. Go to download, and this is a past file that I had in there. Don't worry about that. Yours won't be in there. You'll have nothing in here, I don't think. So now that you're into your SD card download folder, now you can just transfer apps right into there and install them from the device. So we're gonna install the ones that try to install the ones that I sent you, which are the compatible ones for the ST10 Plus. The YouTube one, which is a modified YouTube APK to not need Google Play Store. Please do not install Google Play Store on these because they are a system app and it could mess with the way that the thing boots, and if you mess it up, you're never going to be able to control your drone again. And your ST10 is now a paperweight. So do not install Google Play Store services or anything like that. That's why we're getting a modified one of YouTube that allows you to not need the Google Play services. From here, we're going to drag this APK right into the download here. It'll transfer onto your ST10 Plus. Go up to the other ones I sent, which in that file, which are going to be GC, which is Google Chrome. Keep in mind, you can install your own APKs on here. Just do it at your own risk. Always install them onto the SD card and not onto the main root of the device. I'll show you how to do that when we're installing these. What else? I think that is it. Oh, nope, I got one more in here. Setting shortcut, very important one. Grab that and put it on there. So now you should have all 3 of these files in your SD card download folder. Go back to your ST10 Plus in the root browser app. Scroll down until you see SD card. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. There we go. In the main here, you should find one called SD card. I'm not seeing mine. If you do not see the SD card option, which you should, kind of weird, go to not internal, go to MNT or MNT, whatever, choose SD card, download, and you can see your downloads are in there. All you want to do from here is choose an APK you want, hit install. Based on your 7% application, yes. Hit OK, and make sure you always install to SD card at all times. So choose SD card. And now it should be installed. Go to done. And as you can see, I'm getting a BusyBox for Android thing. Just hit do not show again and close. And now I'm going to go back, hitting the back buttons to go to back to the home screen here. Now the settings shortcut is very important. It allows you to change the Wi-Fi networks and Bluetooth and all this stuff. I mean the stuff that's not in the settings of the stock ST10. Go through here and just choose all the options, and it'll create shortcuts for everything. Language, backup, reset, date and time, accessibility, developer options, about device. Now, if you go back on your, not in the app drawer, but back again, back to here, you have all these options, which is awesome. I'm going to put these all into one folder. So I'm going to click and hold, click and hold, click and hold, and do these for all these and put them into one spot. Keep in mind during this, if you ever panic and you want to get back to the ST10 Plus flight mode thing, you can just hit the home button on the remote, and that'll always bring you back to the flight mode. Now, the settings you get in here are things like the sound, so you can disable the sound at the beginning. I know a lot of people hate that. Display settings, you can change the brightness, font size, all that junk. But the thing I like the best is Bluetooth. You can finally use Bluetooth on the damn thing. You can turn that on. You can go to Wi-Fi settings, which stock it's set to the camera, the CO3, as you can see, which you can also connect to any 5G Wi-Fi network. So for example, I'll connect to my Wi-Fi here, connect. Now once you go back to the ST10 flight mode, it will automatically disconnect you from your Wi-Fi. So you have to redo it again. Because it wants to connect to the drone, of course, when you go back to the ST10 flight mode app. Setting IP address. Now I'm connected. So now I can go back. And I have Google Chrome installed on here, just so you see that it works. I'll open up Chrome. And I should be able to use the internet now freely. I think I have my website still on here. This is not exactly the fastest Android phone they put in here, so keep that in mind. But it does allow you to do all this stuff, so there we go. Finally getting Google up here. So there we go. Now I can search anything I want. Type, I don't know, we'll go to YouTube. Oh, YouTube right there. It'll now go up and load YouTube. Or the Google site to search for YouTube or whatever. Like I said, this is definitely not the fastest device by far, but you're now on the internet with the ST10 Plus, which is nice. Now, if you'd like to install the YouTube apps and all this stuff, you do have to go back, and you want to go into your root browser again. No, do not download utilities. Go to SD card if you don't have it. Go to MNT, SD card, download, and choose the YouTube app. Install that, the Google Chrome app or whatever. Make sure you always hit install the SD card, and it'll appear on the home screen. You can get any .apk file, transfer it on here and install it. Just make sure you install it to SD card. Not all apps will work, but most of them will. Then if I want to go back to the ST10 Plus, normal flight mode, just hit the home button on your controller, and this will bring you right back. It'll disconnect you from Wi-Fi and bring you right back to your flight mode control. And that's your tutorial. You now have full Android. To get onto it again, system settings, about flight mode control, Android version, tap it a bunch of times, app manage, launcher, go to app. It'll bring you back to here, where you can then open up your apps and so much and so forth. Now when you go back to home in your ST10 flight mode, make sure that you 100% go to system settings. This is just for safety when you're flying your drone. Go to about mode, flight control, Android version, app manage. Now make sure you choose all of the apps and choose force stop. Make sure they don't show you pop-ups while you're flying and disconnect you from your aircraft. Launcher, force stop. Root browser, force stop. Settings shortcut, force stop. VLC. I didn't open, so it's not open. Which is a VLC is a video player. You can get that on your own via the website. Just get the Android 4.0 version, uh, which I believe the latest one does support Android 4.0, so you should be okay. And what that'll allow you to do is do like look at your onboard ST10 Plus recorded videos on the ST10 Plus without having to do a computer and transferring it over and all that junk. YouTube I didn't open either, so that's not for stop. And you can just go back. Now you're clear from any other apps, and you're only loading the ST10 Plus flight control simulation software. So there we go. That's your tutorial. Things you can install with this that might be useful would be, you know, I guess anything really. If you're out in a place where there's not much, there's very low amounts of Wi-Fi, you can get crazy Wi-Fi signal because it's got the crazy Wi-Fi antenna on it. You can get Wi-Fi from stupid amounts away, distances away. Um, and other apps, you can install anything. So brightness apps, if you think your screen is too bright, anything like that can be installed. Any Android app. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please reply in the comments section or on the unique forum.